Testing 1, 2, testing. Testing 1, 2, testing.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. Hi, so happy to see everyone. Yes, the AC is been turned on, so it'll take a little while for it to kick in, but I hope you're all very comfortable. I want to first off thank the City of West Hollywood for hosting Metro's Older Adult Transportation pop-up. My name's Lily Ortiz, and I'm with LA Metro. I oversee their senior travel training program called On the Move Riders Program. I'm excited to see everyone here. I hope that today will be a productive, educational day for you. We're going to talk more about our On the Move Riders program. We'll talk about the benefits of riding public transit. I'll give you some ideas for some fun destinations and how to plan your trip. We'll talk safety, and I'll give you some tips on to keep in mind when you plan your trips. We'll talk about the tap cards. My computer's a little temperamental. First off, On the Move Riders program, as I mentioned, is a senior program designed to encourage older adults to learn how to use public transportation. How many of you here today have used a bus or a train in the last month? Can you raise your hand? Oh, a good amount of you, very good. Our program comes out to the community and provides these sorts of presentations where we bring a host of resources to help older adults get connected. We also provide transit tours. We have this great program called On the Move Riders Club, which are these travel training clubs led by volunteers who teach other older adults to learn how to use the buses and the trains. And we'll learn more about that in just a sec. Our On the Move Riders clubs, led by our volunteers, are a great way for people to get connected with new friends. They learn from their peers, they travel as a group, and they gain independence or hang on to independence. It's a great way to get out, stay active. If there's anyone here, in fact, I was talking to a few of you who have some experience riding on the buses and trains, perhaps you would like to be one of our volunteer travel buddies. We look for folks who like to help others, who want to share the knowledge that they have about public transit, and who would be willing to plan these one-on-one or group tours for people in their community. For your work, Metro issues our volunteers a free Easy Transit Pass, which can be used on any of the bus agencies throughout the county. If you're not quite at the level of expert to be a leader, you could be a participant. Currently, we have 26 clubs all over the county, again, led by our wonderful volunteers. They offer one-on-one or group outings. They mostly go to fun places, and it really is a way for folks to get out, stay active, but they do it on public transit so that people can practice and learn, because it can be a little daunting for folks who are just learning how to use the system. So it's nice to travel with a group and have someone there with you who can offer you some help and some coaching and some reassurance about riding. Let's talk about the benefits of riding public transit, which are many. First off, it's a smart way. It's a great money saver, especially for people 62 and over. To ride our Metro buses and trains costs 35 cents or 75 cents, depending on the time of day that you travel. So during the early morning or later in the afternoon during peak hours, it does cost 75 cents for folks 62 and over. I wanted to talk to you about our current rail map. Are you able to make out that map in the back? Can you see that okay? Yes? Okay. It's a little difficult. But sir, you have a map right in front of you, yes? We have maps in the back that you can pick up as you exit. I'll just walk you through what we have here. So the red and the purple line are our two subway trains that run through town. The red and the purple originate at Union Station downtown. The red line goes from Union Station to North Hollywood, and that's probably the line closest to where we are now. The purple line travels from Union Station to Wilshire and Western. Out of Union Station, I can also connect to the gold line. That's the line that travels from East Los Angeles into Union Station, north to Pasadena, and then east to Azusa. If I stay on that familiar red line, which is the line closest to you, the subway train, and I exit at North Hollywood, I can connect to the orange line. The orange line is a bus that acts like a train. It acts like a train in that it has station stops, much like a train does. It travels in its own dedicated busway. So it is much faster than a regular local bus that you'll see through town that stops at every other block or so. We also have our Expo line. The Expo line travels from 7th Street in Metro Center or 7th Street in Figueroa and travels west all the way to downtown Santa Monica. So it'll drop you 2 short blocks away from the pier, so it's a nice way to get out to the beach. I don't know if you've driven out to Santa Monica on the 10. It is a nightmare, so if you can avoid the freeways and take a train, I highly recommend it. It's the best way to get down to Santa Monica. Additionally, out of our Metro Center and 7th Street stop, our blue line, which travels south to Long Beach, is also there. Intersecting with the blue line is the green line. The green line travels from Norwalk to Redondo Beach. There's one other line that I want to tell you about. It's called the Silver Line. It's similar to the Orange Line busway in that it's a bus that acts like a train. It travels from San Pedro to the south into downtown Los Angeles and then east to El Monte. It runs along the Diamond Lane on the 110 freeway and the 10 freeway, so it is very fast. That's something that you definitely, if you have to go down south to San Clemente, that's the way to go. So that's a brief overview of our rail system. Again, we have maps in the back, so before you leave today, we'll make sure that you pick that up. So I've decided that I want to get traveling. Where do I begin? For a lot of us, we don't have a lot of experience riding on the buses and the trains, and we don't really have an idea. But there's lots of great places for you to access information. I highly recommend that you plan your trip before you go. I don't understand these adventurous folks who just decide one day to go explore and ride a bus and see where it takes me. I don't like that. I need to know where I'm going. So if you have a telephone, which we all probably do, you can call 323-GO Metro, landline, cell phone, whatever the case might be. You'll actually speak to a person. You can tell them where you're starting and where you want to go, and they can give you a detailed itinerary. If you have transfers, they'll tell you where you need to transfer and which other bus or train you need to connect to. You can go online to metro.net. Right on our main page, you'll find a trip planner. And again, you just enter in your starting location, your final destination, click Plan My Trip, and it will provide you with a detailed itinerary. If you have a smartphone or a tablet, there's all sorts of free apps that you can put on your phone. And if you need help doing that here today, we can help you do that. You may already have an app on your phone that you can use. On my phone, I have this Google Maps that is already installed on my phone. I use it when I'm planning my driving directions. If you'll notice, when you enter in your address, you can choose from these different modes of transportation, be it car, walking, bike, and bus. So if you click the little bus, it will give you directions right on your phone on how to access transportation to get where you need to go. And then, of course, there's always the good old-fashioned maps and schedules that you can always access. Here are some fun destinations along our rail system that you can visit. along our Expo line. That's the line that travels to downtown Santa Monica. Lots of great museums along the Expo line. The California Science Center and the Natural History Museum are off of our Expo line and very accessible. The Santa Monica Pier, of course, is off of our Expo line. Off of our Gold line, we like to say you can have a real cultural experience. You can visit Olvera Street downtown near Union Station, Chinatown, Little Tokyo, El Mercado, which is located in Boyle Heights. It's an indoor Mexican market, similar to an Olvera Street. Lots of great food, lots of shopping, so it's a fun place to visit. Along the Blue Line, you can visit Watts Towers, the Staples Center, and if you take it all the way to the end of the line, you can get to the Aquarium of the Pacific. If you take the Blue Line down to downtown, the City of Long Beach provides free shuttle service to all the sites in downtown Long Beach, so you can visit Shoreline Village, the Aquarium of the Pacific, Queen Mary, and again, that service is free once you get into downtown Long Beach. Along the red and purple line, you can visit Universal City Walk, Universal Studios, the Music Center, which houses the Disney Concert Hall, Grand Park, which is downtown. I don't know if you all ever have the occasion to come downtown, but Grand Park is a fun destination. Lots of great free activities that happen there for big holidays like New Year's Eve or 4th of July. But during the week, there's food trucks, there's yoga in the park, all sorts of fun things to do at Grand Park. Something that I did recently with a club is travel to Grand Park, and this particular travel club was interested in plants and flowers and things like that. And Grand Park really has a nice array of different plants and flowers and trees. So if you enjoy that kind of stuff, I highly recommend you check out Grand Park because it's all nicely labeled so you can learn all about the native plants that are there at the park. Let's talk safety and some riding tips for you. So obviously, whether you're riding the bus or the train, you want to make sure to stand back behind the yellow line for the train or the curb's edge if you're riding the bus. All of our stations are clearly marked, indicating which direction a train goes. So I know that when I was first learning how to ride, that was something that really made me a little nervous. Am I going to get on the right train, or am I going to get on the right bus? As the train or the bus approaches, you want to read the main head sign above the big window. That will tell you the final destination of your train or bus. So if I'm riding along the Expo line and I want to go to Santa Monica, I want to make sure that above the main window it says downtown Santa Monica. And if I'm heading back home, I want to make sure that it says Los Angeles. And then as I'm standing on the platform, I want to look up above to read the signage, because one side will read downtown Santa Monica while the other will read Los Angeles. And so I know if I'm standing at the on the right side, I should get on the right train. When the train pulls up to the platform, it makes an announcement. It tells you where it's going, so that's very helpful. So there's all sorts of information that is at the platform. Same with the buses. As the buses approach your bus stop, you want to read the head sign above the main window. I encourage people to communicate with the bus operator if they're riding the bus for the first time, a new route. Ask the operator, do you go to 1st and Main Street? If he or she says yes, then you know you can get on. Sit up close near the bus operator and keep that communication with the bus operator. How much longer till 1st and Main Street? Are we almost to 1st and Main Street? You want to be pleasantly annoying so that he or she doesn't forget about you. So just keep that communication with the operator, especially if it's a new route and you're unfamiliar with it. All of our buses and trains are equipped with ramps and our buses have a kneeling feature which allow the bus to lower itself to the level of the sidewalk so that an individual can safely board. So if you require that, please ask for that. My dad used to be an avid rider, and he would, jump off the back of the bus, and the next day he'd be limping, and I'd say, "Pup, what are you doing? Why don't you go out the front and use the ramp? You're gonna hurt yourself." So I always encourage others to use those special features that our buses have so that you can safely board, because that's what we all want, to make sure that you are boarding and deploying or getting off the bus safely. You want to watch your step as you board, hold on, and be aware that the seats closest to the doors are designated for people with disabilities and seniors. Security is another big issue for folks. On the buses, on the trains, or anywhere really. It's just a smart thing for all of us to be aware. So probably not a good idea to have headphones on. You want to be alert, you want to be listening, you want to be looking, and if you see something, you want to say something. I ride the train every day to work, and I sometimes am guilty of putting my earbuds in because I kind of like to disconnect, but it's always a good idea to be aware, to be alert, to be looking, because if you hear something in the next car, you can move away from the situation, you can exit the bus or the train. I've had experiences that were not pleasant, but we have to just report things when we see things. If I'm on a bus, I would sit close to the operator and report anything that I felt was wrong or I felt uncomfortable. I'd want to do that. At all of our train stations, they are equipped with call boxes. So if you're standing on the platform and you see something, you can communicate with Metro. If you are on the train, on either side of each car, there are these call boxes that allow you to communicate with the operator. So again, if you see something and you want to communicate that with the operator, you can do that. I had an experience recently on the train home, and someone was, he was a little irate, and he was cursing, and I was sitting conveniently close to the button, so I just held the button down, and I talked to the operator and let him know that, hey, there's some guy who's irate, and he's screaming, and he's in the first car, and at the next stop, the operator came out, told the guy, you need to get off, and he got off, and then we continued on our way. So it's really important for you to just sort of be aware and report things when you see them. I wanted to let you know, if you have any questions along the way, we have a microphone here, so feel free to raise your hand. I want to make sure that this is an interactive experience for both of us. So please feel free, if along the way you have any questions, to raise your hand. I wanted to talk to you about the TAP card. How many of you have a senior TAP card? Okay, good. How many of you have never heard of a TAP card, don't know what it is? Anybody? I'm going to give a little overview or a review of the TAP card. So basically, a TAP card is a reloadable, reusable card. You load funds onto it or passes, and you use it to ride on transit. It's kind of like a gift card, but for transit. Before I go on, as far as the TAP card, I wanted to give you a little information about Metro. I talked about our fares. For seniors 62 and over is 35 cents during off-peak hours. That's 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays, 35 cents. Holidays, 35 cents. During peak hours, that's Monday through Friday, early in the morning, later in the afternoon, it's 75 cents. Metro offers a day pass for $2.50. And something else that Metro also offers is free 2-hour transfers. So I can travel on a bus or a train as long as it's Metro, and I could go from one side of the county to the other side of the county for 35 cents, provided I've made my transfers within that 2-hour period. So I board my first bus or train, I tap, money is deducted from my card, I transfer to my next bus or train, I tap, money isn't deducted, it's shown as transfer if it's happening within that 2-hour period. So I talked about these day passes. If you're going straight through from one point to the other, there's no need for a day pass. If I've got these free 2-hour transfers, I can go from point A to B for 35 cents, and if I'm returning during that off-peak hour, again, I could return for 35 cents. So why would I spend $2.50? A day pass really is handy if I'm getting on and off all day, maybe having lunch, going shopping, exploring. Perhaps a day pass would make sense. But for regular sort of trips from point A to B, I can pay 35 cents to go and 35 cents to come. If you're interested in applying for a senior TAP card, here today, LADOT is collecting applications, so you can fill out an application and they will mail your senior TAP card to your home. So I highly recommend, if you do not have a senior TAP card, that you apply here today. It is free, so please feel free. Hold on, let's get you the mic. You have a question? Yeah, we need the mic. It's over here.
I just want to know when to get the day pass. Hello?
Hi.
I just want to know where to get the day pass.
You can do it on a Metro bus. That's the only thing that you can load on your
Bus
TAP
driver?
card. On a Metro bus, you can load a day pass on the bus. You would just tell the driver, I'd like to purchase a day pass. And if you have a TAP card, you can do it there on the bus. You can do it at our rail stations. That's an option. You can call before and load your card. You can go online and load your card. So there are many different ways that you can load. Pardon? Or West Hollywood City Hall, of course. You could go to West Hollywood City Hall.
The reason I ask, because I have a friend who will be coming and we will be taking the bus going around. So how does he do it?
There you go, now you know. West Hollywood City Hall or on the bus. Probably be the easiest.
All right, thanks. Thank you.
So let's say that you apply for your senior TAP card, it comes in the mail. How do I put money on it? Because when it comes in the mail, it's useless. It's got nothing on it. So you've got to load something on it. Again, you can use our vending machines, which are at all of our rail stations. If you call 1-866-TAP-TO-GO, you can locate a retail location near you. If you're here in West Hollywood, you could come down to City Hall and load your funds that way. Or you could go online to taptogo.net and load funds onto your card on the website. This is where it can get a little confusing, so we're going to take it real slow as far as what do I load on my TAP card. There's 2 different things that you can load onto your TAP card. If you don't ride very often, maybe a small amount of money is best for you. That would be called stored value. That's just what we call it. It's a little cash purse of money, $5, $10. The money stays there until you have used it all up. It can be used to buy single rides, transfers, or any other products. Each time you tap at the fare box recognizes that you have a senior TAP card, and only deducts the appropriate amount. So if you don't ride very often, stored value is what you want to load onto your tap card. The other thing that you can load onto your tap card are these passes or products. In my case, or in where I'm from, Metro, the passes that we offer are things like a monthly pass or a day pass or a single fare. These are great products. They stay on your card until you make that first tap. The bad thing about these products is that they're only good on the agency that you purchase them from. So if I have a Metro day pass, I can only use it to ride on Metro buses and trains, okay? That's the big difference. But if I loaded some stored value, $5, $10, I could use that on all of the different agencies that serve LA County, and there are 26. So I could go to big Santa Monica and ride on their big blue bus. If I had stored value on my card, I could tap on their fare box, and it would deduct the appropriate amount. Each agency may have a different fare for seniors. I mentioned that Metro is 35 cents or 75 cents. Foothill Transit in the San Gabriel Valley may cost 50 cents. LADOT may cost 25 cents. So if you have a senior tap card and it's loaded with this stored value, you can just tap and go, and you don't have to worry about, do I have the appropriate amount of change? How much does it cost? You just tap and you go. I want to take this time to introduce Perry Sloan Goodman. She's with the City of West Hollywood, and she's going to talk to you about the awesome services that they offer here. Perry.
So again, I just want to re-welcome you all to the City of West Hollywood. We're delighted that you came out today to hear about this. And like Lily, I'm also passionate about using transit and encourage everybody to get out there and give it a try. So as Lily mentioned, we do load tap cards at City Hall for West Hollywood residents. So if you have an orange tap card, and you live in the City of West Hollywood, you can actually get a 30-day monthly pass for $8. And so that's a really good deal. If you don't live in West Hollywood, the senior monthly pass is $20, which is also a good deal. But if you're a West Hollywood resident, do be sure to come by City Hall and sign up for that program. And we can also do stored value, but for $8 a month, it's almost a better deal to just get the 30-day pass. So that said, I also just wanted to mention a couple other programs that we do have available in the city. We really make an effort to have something for everyone. So we have a whole range of options available for people in West Hollywood. The first, as I mentioned, is the bus pass subsidy. We also have a bike share program, and we have the pickup, which, as you may have seen, is the big yellow trolley that runs down Santa Monica Boulevard on the weekends. We also have our free shuttle services. So we have just around town during the day, Monday through Saturday, we have the West Hollywood City Line that goes all over town. It's free. It comes every half hour. And we have the what's now called City Line X, but it's soon going to be renamed City Line Commuter. And that just goes straight up and down Santa Monica Boulevard during rush hour. And it also takes people to the Red Line station at Hollywood and Highland. So instead of having to make 2 bus transfers to get on the subway, you can take the City Line X, and it stops all along Santa Monica Boulevard and then goes right to Hollywood and Highland. For people that need a little bit more help, we do have our Dial-A-Ride service, which is by appointment, and it's also free, and you have to live in the city of West Hollywood. We have information about all these services on the table in the back, and you're welcome to come and pick that up when the program is over. And we have a door-to-door service, which is for the people that need the most assistance. So if you feel like it's just going to be just too much to take the bus. We have a door-to-door option available for people who really need help to get even out to the curb to get in the van. So again, I just want to thank you for coming out today, and I know that Lily and I will be available for questions afterwards, and we've got all kinds of good information available for you in the lobby as well.
I've got a few more slides to share with you, more information. So we talked about the tap card, and now we're going to talk about where you can tap. So if you're riding a bus, you may find a mobile validator that's sort of attached near the fare box. It has a big blue circle, and if you take your card any side and tap, it will read your card and deduct money. If you're riding a metro bus, the big blue circle is incorporated into our fare box, and you can just tap on the circle and it will deduct money that way. If you're riding on a rail, especially the subway, you'll find turnstiles. These turnstiles are locked and they will not unlock until you tap on that big blue circle. It will deduct money. It has a big screen and it turns green and it says go, and it makes a positive sound. If I tap and I don't have enough money, it will turn red and it will make a negative sound. So you'll know that you need to add more money when it makes that negative sound. This is just a few slides on the tap vending machines. So at all of our rail stations, we have these machines that you use to load funds onto your tap card. And a lot of people have a little anxiety sometimes about using machines. So this just sort of walks you through. It is very simple, and we actually have literature in the back that walks you through step by step. But I'll walk you through really quickly. All you gotta do is read the screen. And first and foremost, have your card ready, have your money ready. Because a lot of times what will happen is people will come up to the machine and they'll start pushing buttons. And then the machine will say, okay, tap here. And then they have to dig through their purse, and then they tap. And then it says, okay, put your money in here. And then they have to dig through their purse, and the machine starts beeping at them, and they get very nervous, and then they just give up. So have your card ready, have your money handy, and then you can start pushing the buttons. The first is, if you want to reload your card, let's say you just got your senior tap card in the mail and you want to reload it with some funds, you could push the letter F, and that would allow you to reload your tap card. The screen would tell you tap on the tap target, which is a big blue circle located about midway down the machine. Again, any side, it doesn't matter which side you tap. And depending on what you'd like to load, perhaps you'd like to load a pass, or maybe just a small amount of money, stored value, hit that letter F, and then I would choose how much money I want to put. 35 cents, 75 cents, $3, $5, $10, whatever the case might be. I choose the amount, and then I slide my money into the slot. Or if I had a debit card or a credit card, I could pay with the credit card at the machine as well. And then the machine, once I put my money in, it will tell me to tap again, because the money that I put into the machine will now then be transported magically onto my card. And then always, always, always ask for a receipt. There's a button that will say receipt, because these machines aren't perfect. And I've heard folks say, I loaded money on my card, and then I got on the bus and it didn't work. Where's my money? If you ever have any problems with your tap card, there's a number on the back, 1866 tap to go. You call them, you tell them, I'm having problems with my card. I loaded funds onto it. It's not there. Where is it? I have a receipt. Put my money on my card. And they will happily do that for you. Does anyone have any questions? I gave you lots of information. Let's get you the mic, sir. Is it back there, Perry? Oh.
I have the monthly, I put money on every month at City Hall. Can I also put on stored value?
You can. You can load a pass. So let's say you buy your 30-day pass for $8 here at West Hollywood. You can, in addition, load on stored value. So when you're riding, you would tap, if you're riding a metro bus or train, you would tap, it would pull from your pass. But if you went into Santa Monica or any other city and you tapped, it would pull from your stored value. So you can have both items on your card. Good question. People also always ask, how do I keep track of what I have on my card? There's several different ways that you can do that. If you're near one of our train stations, see if I can show you. On our screen, you have the option of checking your balance. It says tap card balance, and it's the letter H. And you hit that button, and then you hold your card to the target, and it will tell you on the screen how much money you have. So that's one way you can do it. Again, pardon?
It will tell you in both categories?
Yes. It will tell you both categories. If you have a pass or if you have stored value, it will tell you on the screen. So that's one way you can keep track of your money on your tap card. Again, you can always call tap2go.net or visit tap2go.net or 1-866-TAP2GO to check your balance. Does anyone have any other questions? Anyone? Yes, sir.
The amount you charge, will it expire anytime?
Does the amount that we charge expire? So if you load money onto your card, for example, stored value, $5, $10, it will stay there until you use it all up. Now, if you go with 18 months of inactivity, TAP will start to deduct $1 each month. So I tell folks, don't put lots of money on your card. You don't want to lose any money. $5, it will last you a good amount of time. If you load a monthly pass, 30-day pass, it's only good for the 30 days after that first tap. So that's something to keep in mind. Know that your 30-day passes are limited. Day passes, only good for the day that you tap. But that stored value, it should remain there. 18 months is a long time, so hopefully you're not staying off the bus or train for that long. But definitely don't put too much money on your card. There's no need for that. Any other questions? Does anybody want to join one of our on-the-move riders clubs? Doesn't it sound like lots of fun to get out and ride? If you want to learn more about how you can get connected with our on-the-move riders club, or maybe you have a burning desire to volunteer and help the people in your community, please, please, please feel free to take our information. It's in the back. If you'd like, if you're on Facebook, go on Facebook and like us, and you can follow our clubs because they're going to all sorts of fun places. And again, if you want to get involved, we are always hosting different sorts of events. We host a very big event in October called our Older Adult Transportation Expo. This year it's going to be held at the LA Cathedral conference space. So we are growing and we are looking to reach more and more people to help people learn how to use the buses and trains and feel comfortable and confident. So please feel free to take my information, like us on Facebook, and we'll be here till 2 o'clock. So if you have any questions, please feel free to come up. And thank you so much for coming today. It was very nice to see you all. Thank you.